Jim Jones is now revealing the truth about that iconic Dipset moment that fans have been discussing about. What actually transpired when Cam'ron made fun of Katt Williams? Was everything just as that public moment a jest? Or is there more to it? Jim Jones claims that jealousy might have been a significant factor, and the information he provides is startling. Memes have been making the rounds on social media, and fans are arguing about whether Cam'ron's actions were deliberate humiliation or lighthearted humor. In this video, we are dissecting each layer of the dispute. Jim Jones shares his insider knowledge, including the precise circumstances leading up to the violent scene and the initial cause of the tensions. We'll delve into the connections between the artists, the dynamics inside Dipset, and the behind-the-scenes drama that fans were never privy to. Some refer to it as a power move, some claim it was personal, and by the time this video ends, the rumors will only intensify. You'll see why Cam'ron departed, why Jim Jones was stunned by Katt Williams' fans' perception of this notorious event may be permanently altered by revelations. There is more to the story than embarrassment, ego, jealousy, and the complex relationships that characterize one of the most infamous teams in hip-hop. Stay tuned as we reveal the entire tale, from the anticipation that preceded the event to the startling consequences that fans are still discussing today. Drama, entertainment, and erratic energy have always been found on the Dipset stage. However, the incident involving Cam'ron and Katt Williams soon rose to prominence as one of the most talked-about events in the history of hip-hop. Fans repeatedly watched the videos, discussed the purpose, and conjectured about what actually took place. Rumors that the humiliation was deliberate persisted for years. Jim Jones is now at last disclosing the truth behind that notorious incident. He claimed that stress, envy, and a combination of personal and professional dynamics were all factors. Everything began when Cam'ron and Katt Williams were both present at a very tense event. Although many fans were not aware of it at the time, tensions had been seething beneath the surface. Cam'ron had always attracted attention because of his brazen theatrical presence and audacious nature. There was more to the story though. According to Jim Jones, the audience praised and admired Katt Williams, a well-known comic and performer, who was at the top of his game, with a competitive edge that characterized much of Dipset's energy. Cam'ron reportedly experienced a mixture of jealousy and annoyance that he was losing focus due to Katt's attentiveness. According to Jim Jones, the humiliation wasn't totally unplanned. It was powered by a mix of Cam'ron's personality, pride, and the demands of working in a group where control, status, and respect were continuously negotiated. Jokes, tiny gestures, and subtle digs quickly became more intense. At first, the audience assumed it was lighthearted conversation. Although it's a standard entertainment moment, behind the scenes, there was genuine anxiety. Cam'ron states bluntly, strategic timing. Jim Jones and other Dipset members can clearly see that this was not merely a lighthearted roast. It was an assertion of authority. While all was going on, the audience had a front-row ticket to the action. As Cam'ron's actions became more pointed, there was a mixture of laughter, shock, and applause. Katt Williams was unprepared and made an effort to remain calm. Despite the effects of it was obvious how humiliated they were, as fans replayed the incident online and analyzed his body language and mannerisms. Conjecture regarding Cam'ron's intentions erupted. Some claimed it was only a matter of professional rivalry. Some thought it was a combination of both, while others insisted it was personal jealousy. Jim Jones's disclosure has been added weight to the theory of jealousy. Jim Jones goes on to provide fresh insight into the incident, describing how Dipset's internal dynamics influenced the occasion. Crew, ego, loyalty, and politics were all at work. As a key member of Dipset, Cam'ron felt obligated to establish his supremacy. However, the strategy he used to attack Katt Williams' public appearance was surprising and divisive. While some crew members applauded his audacity, others were worried about the potential for negative publicity. Jim Jones highlights that ego wasn't the only factor in the incident. It had to do with how influence was used inside the group and how control was perceived. The incident had immediate repercussions. Videos became viral. Fans engaged in a never-ending debate on social media about whether Cam'ron had overreached themselves. Fans closely examined Katt Williams' responses, talking about everything from his attempts at humor to his facial expressions. Memes, commentary threads, and reaction videos were common. Jim Jones's insider viewpoint now offers context, keeping the tragedy alive in the public consciousness long after it occurred. It reveals that what fans saw on stage was just a small portion of the stress, preparation, and interpersonal relationships that contributed to the humiliation. Jim Jones also talks about how relationships within Dipset were affected by the incident. respect, loyalty, and trust were put to the test. In the moment, members who were close to both Cam'ron and Katt Williams had to handle public perception, settle conflict, and deal with the aftermath. The 4 weeks following the incident had a cascading effect on relationships, teamwork, and even social media narratives. Jim Jones's highlights that despite being dramatic and public, the humiliation was only one aspect of the crew's overall interpersonal dynamics that are seldom seen by fans. For Katt Williams, the incident also had wider ramifications. He proceeded to perform at a high level and maintain his professionalism on stage. But the humiliation spurred conversations about boundaries, respect, and striking a balance between humor and conflict. Fans disagreed on whether Katt should have reacted differently or handled the situation with grace. Jim Jones' observations shed light on why the event transpired as it did, demonstrating that a complex combination of envy, competitive energy, and the demands of upholding status within Dipset drove Cam'ron's behavior. Jim Jones sets the stage for comprehending the deeper as Part 1 comes to a close. Reasons for the occurrence. Fans were shocked by the public humiliation, yet it was based on genuine human feelings, pride, envy, and the need for approval. A moment that would be analyzed and debated for years to come was the result of a perfect storm caused by the layers of tension, group dynamics, and audience perception. The reasons for Cam'ron's actions are now more apparent to fans, and Jim Jones' viewpoint lends legitimacy and nuance to a scenario that was previously misinterpreted or oversimplified. This is not the end of the narrative. Jim Jones will discuss the responses, repercussions, and behind-the-scenes ramifications as Part 2 gets underway. The Notorious incident, demonstrating how Cam'ron, Katt Williams, and the other members of Dipset's relationship changed after the humiliation. Fans will discover how allegiances and relationships were put to the test, questioned, and it became clear how it would affect everyone in the long run. From this point on, the strain will only increase. Additionally, Chapter 2 promises to reveal even more startling information concerning the actual events that took place in Dipset that day. The social media fallout turned into a pressure cooker. Videos of the event, reaction videos, memes, and threads analyzing Cam'ron's tone, timing, and intended went viral. Every motion, every phrase, every expression was examined. According to Jim Jones, this increased the tension and made it challenging for the crew to proceed without being influenced by public opinion. Depending on who you asked, Cam'ron was portrayed in internet conversation as both a fearless leader and a possibly dangerous person. Jim Jones used the incident as an opportunity to consider the repercussions of public activities, demonstrating how a single incident can influence stories for months to come. As the days passed, the impact of the occurrence spread beyond Dipset and their close friends and family. Analysts, fans, and even comedians expressed their opinions, discussing the morality of public humiliation, the function of envy, and the cultural relevance of claiming control in hip-hop. Jim Jones notes that Cam'ron's behavior was impacted by the industry's competitiveness, the demands of celebrity, and the necessity to uphold his position. However, the same motivations that propelled him also played a part in the harsh criticism and scrutiny that followed. Additionally, Jim Jones clarifies the long-term effects on Dipset relationships. The conflict behind the scenes continued, but the group stayed together in public. Members have to find their way. Personal connections, devotion to Cam'ron, and compassion for Katt Williams. According to Jim Jones, the event served as a benchmark for subsequent encounters, impacting members' communication, worked together and resolved disputes. There was more than one instance of humiliation. It turned into a pivotal period in the group's history, influencing relationships and establishing standards for years to come. Katt Williams kept up his public demeanor and performances in the interim, but the event had an impact. Fans conjectured that it might have impacted his confidence in associates, his opinion on the music business, and his readiness to participate in public events with hip-hop artists in the future. Jim Jones highlights that humiliation can have negative psychological and professional effects, even if it is conducted politely. Ramifications. It compels people to consider, reevaluate, and adjust their interactions. This also applied to the Katt Williams incident. As Chapter 2 draws to a close, it's evident that fans found this to be more than just a humorous or startling event. It was a complicated interaction of ego, power, and jealousy that had long-term consequences. Fans can better comprehend Cam'ron Ness's motivations thanks to Jim Jones's discoveries, Dipset's internal strife, and the wider consequences for all parties concerned. The event provides an example of how ambition, interpersonal relationships, and public opinion can clash in ways that have a lasting impact. The final ramifications, fan reactions, and long-term repercussions will now be detailed in Part 3. Fans will witness how Jim Jones' viewpoint reveals shed light on the enduring conflict, the relationships put to the test, and the takeaways from one of Dipset's most notorious public incidents. There is more to the story than embarrassment. In one of the most infamous gangs in hip-hop, it explores human emotions, group dynamics, and the demands of celebrity. By the time the third section starts, the tension was at its highest. Fans, crew members, and even casual onlookers were debating Cam'ron's intentions and the consequences of degrading Katt Williams after the Dipset event. The aftermath was more intricate than most people thought. According to Jim Jones, while some admirers persisted in discussing if it was envy or eventually, those closest to the crew saw that it was a combination of competitiveness, self-esteem, and the ongoing drive to establish supremacy among the group. The public's response was powerful. Social media threads, memes, and reaction videos kept the tragedy in the spotlight. Some supporters defended Cam'ron, asserted that his behavior was in line with the spirit of Dipset and the competitive character of hip-hop. Some were more critical, claiming that it was inappropriate to publicly humiliate Katt Williams. According to Jim Jones, the criticism extended beyond the onstage incident. Additionally, it was about how egos and relationships within Dipset were overseen in the background. Following the incident, there was tension within the doc crew. Members who had backed Cam'ron had to weigh their allegiance to him, worried about Katt Williams. While some were compelled to resolve conflicts and diffuse heated arguments, others chose to stay mute and watch instead of getting involved. Jim Jones highlights that this incident turned into a turning point for Dipset, showing how a single act might have a cascading effect on the group, testing trust and loyalty. Katt Williams had to deal with the public's opinion as well as his own emotions in the interim. Even though he conducted himself professionally in interviews and performances, the humiliation affected him. Fans conjectured about how it damaged his connections with other hip-hop stars and whether it had an impact on his willingness to work with them in the future. According to Jim Jones, managing public humiliation in a high-stakes resilience is necessary in such a setting. Even if the humiliation was genuine, Katt Williams showed awareness and strategic thinking skills. Jim also provides insight into Cam'ron's thoughts in the days that followed the event. Although he had succeeded in gaining attention and establishing his control, the critique and examination of the unexpected implications of public displays of authority were shown through acts. He considered the thin line between confidence and excess as a result of the response, demonstrating how even daring actions in the spotlight might elicit intricate and surprising responses. Concerning the long-term effects, fans were very outspoken. Videos reappeared months later. The incident was mentioned in commentary threads and memes that kept going viral in conversations about celebrity conduct and hip-hop rivalries. According to Jim Jones, this degree of public scrutiny emphasizes how crucial perception is in the entertainment sector. One moment that went viral can shape public opinion for years, particularly when prominent individuals like Cam'ron and Katt Williams are involved. Additionally, Dipset as a whole learned from the episode. According to Jim Jones, it sparked conversations on dispute resolution, communication, and group structure. The crew needed to consider how public acts could impact interpersonal relationships and the need of preserving the harmony between respect and ego. It was more than one embarrassing moment. It had to do with long-term dynamics and making sure the group could work together. In spite of conflict and rivalry, by the third part's conclusion, it is evident that there were several levels to Cam'ron's humiliation of Katt Williams. It appeared to be a spectacular viral event that startled and amused several admirers. Behind the scenes, envy, competitive spirit, and Dipset's intricate network of relationships collided. Clarity is provided by Jim Jones's discoveries, which demonstrate that what fans saw was merely a portion of the narrative. The conflict, the reasons, and the outcomes were all a part of a larger story about respect, ego, and the demands of celebrity. In the end, the event had a long-lasting effect on all those involved. Fans had vivid memories of the event. It is still mentioned on social media, and Dipset members apply the lessons they have learned to their future interactions. According to Jim Jones, this tale serves as a reminder that public acts in prominent settings have a lasting impact on relationships, reputations, and perceptions for years to come. Lastly, the narrative illustrates perspective's power. Fans may comprehend the reasons behind Cam'ron's conduct and the challenges he faces on a personal and professional level thanks to Jim Jones' insider knowledge he had to deal with, as well as the causes of the incident's course. It serves as a warning against ego, jealousy, and the consequences of public conduct in a close-knit, well-known group. even while the humiliation was made public and went viral. It also reveals deeper truths about respect, competition, and negotiating difficult social dynamics in one of hip-hop's most infamous teams, as fans continue to discuss and analyze the event. That moment's legacy endures. Jim Jones's discoveries, Cam'ron's audacious maneuver, and Katt Williams' calm response all came together to paint a whole picture of one of the most notorious episodes of Dipset. There is more to the story than just humiliation. It's about comprehending the forces, interpersonal relationships, and human emotions that shape celebrity culture and the music business. Although the episode was upsetting, it was also instructive. Fans can now understand that pride, jealousy, and the need to take charge can result in memorable, occasionally contentious situations. Jim Jones' point of view sheds light on the reasons behind the humiliation, its effects on the individuals involved, and its lessons on managing complicated relationships in public settings. The narrative concludes with a combination of introspection, wisdom, and a reminder that every popular moment in hip-hop has a greater meaning, plot, which is frequently much more intricate than fans are aware. What do you believe actually transpired behind the scenes when Cam'ron made fun of Katt Williams? Is it a power maneuver, jealousy, or just an ego clash? It's your turn to comment now that Jim Jones has revealed the exclusive information. Share your opinions in the remarks below. We're interested in hearing everything. Do you think Katt Williams should have received more respect? Or do you agree with Cam'ron? Click the subscribe button and enable notifications if you want to stay up to date on the newest hip-hop drama. We provide you with all the viral moments, insider viewpoints, and breaking news. You must remain informed. This channel keeps you informed on everything going on in the world of celebrity disputes and behind-the-scenes disclosures, entertainment and music. If you subscribe, you'll never miss an unexpected turn of events or insider information. Remember to like this video. Jim surprises you. Jones disclosures. Distributing it to your friends will ensure that everyone receives the whole narrative of one of Dipset's greatest discussed moments. The drama, the tension, behind the scenes and jealousy are all a part of a narrative that supporters are still talking. You can now participate in the discussion. Subscribe, leave a comment, and press the alert bell. Due to legends, conceit, and behind the scenes, you'll want to know when secrets converge. Every aspect as it unfolds.